So today we're going to interview Rob Rene. He's an e-commerce marketer, and he's going to talk about his experience with Checkout Champ and in the e-commerce industry. And Rob, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do?
QE Strong is the name of our company. It's a fun, exciting organization where we're selling quantum energy skin patches and cards to help people with common health problems. So we have a pain relief product that's selling really well, and it's not a no medicine. It's just an actual skin patch that you use to attach. You put it on your body, and it helps you with certain issues like pain relief, for example. And then we have a faith-based solution where there's like 40 Bible verses that are in that frequency that connects to your body, and then we combine it with a prayer guide. So we want people to actually read out loud the intention and some Bible verses. And then you're using your mouth, your eyes, and your ears, so 3 of your senses, to read the intention and the prayer guide every day. And then you use the actual patch that helps with the pain, and combined you're using 4 out of the 5 senses of yours to help you with common medical issues without big pharma. So the heart of the company is to get people off of big pharma medication and drugs, and use all natural health solutions. Obviously with the help of the Lord. So that's what we're doing, and it's been an exciting journey, and we've been doing it for about a year, and we've learned a tremendous amount this last year.
Well, and so what have been some of the biggest lessons that you've learned about running your own online business over the last year or so?
We initially started off and had a big bump of sales. We're like, oh, this is easy. we're gonna go just take the world, and we had a lot of struggles and issues. We partnered with a technology company that made it a little bit difficult for us in scaling in the way we wanted to scale. I did learn a ton from an awesome mentor that you should all look up. His name's Trey Llewellyn. He's got an amazing Commerce Kings program that really helped us a lot understand the business. Right. And that's literally how we got connected to Checkout Champ. And that was been a huge blessing. Checkout Champ is an amazing backend platform. And no matter what we've done from an organization, that tool has been the constant. Right. So Checkout Champ, no matter what front end we use, no matter what back end we need to connect to, or system we need to connect to, Checkout Champ has kind of been the glue. And it's been an awesome experience with the Checkout Champ team. So I can't recommend it highly enough for people that are serious about e-commerce. One of the big lessons we learned about our product, since it is unique, right? So we're selling a quantum energy frequency skin patch. And here I just wanted to show you a sample of the skin patch so people understand what I'm talking about. So here's the skin patches. All right, little 1-inch skin patches. And since it's so unique and different, that trying to sell that to a cold audience is difficult. They don't get it, and it's hard to understand and hard to explain. So we tried to go down the market of selling with affiliates and doing cold traffic sales, and it was really difficult road for us. But we did make a huge transition a number of months ago to working with trusted influencers. And what we've done is we sent our product to some large influencers in the Christian space, and they use the product and like the product. And then they bring us on their shows, and we talk about their experience with our product and how transformational it was for them. And that's been just our sales have gone through the roof with that approach, because people then know, like, and trust that influencer, and then they go to our site, and it's no longer a skeptical issue. It's okay, which one do I want issue, which is a great way for us to grow. And then once they know, once they use the product and they have a positive experience, it's game on from there. So,
well, for this product, and I'm going a little off of script here, have you worked with any copywriters to create the story as to how this works and why it works?
That is probably one of our biggest issues and problems. As we were growing, we didn't have the proper money to invest in true copywriting. So that is something now that we are going to invest on the future, because we still want to get the cold traffic to work. I'm thinking that a VSL is the road to success with this product, and it needs to be professionally written, professionally scripted, and professionally done, in my opinion, in order for it to work. So I think we got a great story. We just need somebody who's a good VSL script writer who can help craft it in a meaningful way, and then I think we'd be off to the races. One of the things that I did do was learn that I had an offer problem. Once we figured out a way to make the offer similar to a supplement model, where you can buy one bottle or 3 bottles or 6 bottles. So you get 1 box or 3 boxes or 6 boxes. And once we went to that model, man, we started doing really well, because people are like, okay, yeah, I'll buy 1, but then I'm like, oh, hey, I can get 3 and I get a lot cheaper. But oh my gosh, I can get a really cheap if I buy 6. So that helped us. Our AOV went way up, and we had enough profit in there because we ended up raising our prices so that we could afford an affiliate model moving forward.
And are you running this product on a subscription model?
We're literally launching a new weight loss program for Christians. We call it Kingdom Light. My goal is to get 1,000 people onto our program, because it's not a program that we're just going to try to build for mass scale and try to not help people. It's just the opposite. We want to have it intimate. We're going to have a full community set up. We're going to do live Zoom meetings and really try to help people. So we're giving them everything they need to be successful. We've written the keto book for Christians. We want them to follow it, right? We want them to understand it. And then we've got a planner for them to say, okay, here's where you are now, here's where you want to be, here's how to get there. All right. So we've gone through all the steps that we know people can be successful if they try. And so we're excited about it, because a lot of people are buying our Keto Boost skin patches. And I want to make every single one of those people who buy our skin patches be successful. We're going to have a prayer support for those people, and really try to help people. Because the heart of the company, like I mentioned, was try to get people off of big pharma medicine. And the United States has unfortunately a big obesity problem. There's a lot of people that are just overweight, and we want to try to help them. And once you start getting in better shape and you start losing some weight, your overall health just improves dramatically. So that's a big goal of ours.
It's interesting you mentioned that. I just saw someone sent a picture. If you ever looked at pictures of people on the beach in the 80s,
yeah,
people on the beach now, like in the 80s, it would be very hard for you to find an obese person.
Right.
So all these fillers and preservatives and just crazy stuff they're putting in.
They've really screwed up our food supply.
Pressure longer on the shelf at the grocery store. It has changed humans. I mean, we're fatter and heavier and bigger than we've ever been, and unhealthy.
It is really bad what's happened to our food supply, and so we're literally trying to help people get back to organic and all natural foods, because those foods are nutrients that at the end of the day, God designed an amazing immune system, an amazing body, and if we can help people leverage what God gave us, rather than drugs and pills and medicine, and go back to the basics of really healthy nutrients and really healthy food, people are going to transform their bodies. When they transform their bodies, their mind's going to transform. It's just going to really help people. And so that's the heart of what we're trying to do then we want to help them transform the food that they're eating. And we're going to try to help them that way with supplements and our patches. And then we're going to help with a community to support them. We're going to help with a walking challenge, at least getting people to walk, right? If you can get out and drink a ton of water, and you can walk a little bit every day and you can watch what you're eating, people are going to be amazed at how much weight they're going to lose. It's not rocket science. People know it, but actually doing it is a really difficult thing to do. So to get people to transform that switch in their mind to say, okay, yes, I want to do it. And that's what we want to have this community be, is kind of that support mechanism to say, come on, today's the day, right? Let's go do it. Let's get it done.
So I
Awesome.
think you're
Awesome.
right path. Let's go back to a couple of questions I had for you.
Yeah.
When earlier you said you were using a software that wasn't helpful to your business, did you use another platform before you selected?
Yeah, we use ClickFunnels as the basically everything, right? When we first started, and it had a lot of issues, right? A lot of problems. We'd lose orders and we'd miss a lot of information on the back end of what happened to that order, right? It's just gone. We'd use Stripe with ClickFunnels, and we just orders would literally disappear out of thin air. So it really became difficult. And until we attached ClickFunnels to Checkout Champ, that's when things started to get a lot better, because then we could really see what's happening with every order. And then it didn't matter whether we're using ClickFunnels on the front end, or we're developing our own website, or we're using WooCommerce or whatever front end to get to Checkout Champ. It didn't really matter. What really mattered was taking care of that actual order and making sure that we got the order, and then processing the order, after the fact. It became much less problematic with Checkout Champ.
Well, and I hear that quite often from some of our other clients that have moved over from that platform and other platforms.
Yeah.
Charging
Right.
some of those that even subscription willings would just disappear. Like, why the heck did billings go through if they're not even in the system anymore? So I'm glad Checkout Champ was able to solve that for you. Did you have any expectations when you added Checkout Champ to your store, other than what Trey may have told you?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't sure what I was getting into, and I was a neophyte in the e-commerce industry, so I didn't know a lot, but I have learned since then a lot about, the subscription billing and rebilling, and I've learned a lot about probably way more than I ever want to know about mids and chargebacks and all of those things that we end up having to go through in the e-commerce world. I also learned that I don't want to be in the high volume, screw people, excuse my French, but there's a lot of people in the e-commerce world who are relatively sleazy, in my opinion, and I don't want to be in that. We want to do things honestly and ethically, and at the end of the day, have the Lord be pleased with what we're trying to do, and so I'm trying to stay on the really clean edge of what we're doing as a business. And the great thing about Checkout Champ is it really takes care, because we do want to build continuity. That's one thing Trey taught us in the Commerce Kings program is, you can have the best sales in a month in the world, and it doesn't matter if you don't have the back end system to transact and continue to sell to those people. But you really need a continuity program to have that constant revenue stream coming in to support an e-commerce business, right?
Well,
as you know, most e-commerce companies fail, right? And the reason why they fail is because they don't have reoccurring revenue. So I think that's one of the big efforts we're going to do this year, and AKA why we're doing the Kingdom Light community, is to build a reoccurring revenue stream.
Well, let's talk about monthly recurring revenue for a moment. So you hit the nail on the head. Companies that don't build some sort of recurring revenue model into their business plan, they're failing in two ways. Number one, you don't have that predictive revenue that's coming in on a monthly basis to help you plan and forecast your sales. Because what if your traffic source goes down, or that traffic stops working? Are you going to go a month without receiving any income when you have all this inventory and all this, overhead in place? You can't do it. So monthly recurring revenue is important. Number two, if you ever decided to sell your company, a company that doesn't have monthly recurring revenue, MRR or ARR, however you're looking at it, they're going to achieve a multiple of maybe 2 times, 3 times revenue, where a company with monthly recurring revenue will get 6 to 10 times.
Wow. Yeah.
So the multiples
That's
change.
amazing.
I'm going to get back on topic. Moving from ClickFunnels into Checkout Champ, and I assume that right now you're building all of your funnels directly in Checkout Champ.
We have our main front end is WooCommerce at the moment, and then we do build PHP pages onto Checkout Champ. So, and then we use Checkout Champ as the checkout.
What were the top 3 changes that you noticed when you first implemented Checkout Champ?
Obviously, consistency of everything. That was the biggest. I think, like I mentioned there, it was inconsistent with the other platforms. So consistency was the first one, and then just reliability. I never literally have once in the entire year plus that we've been operating on the platform have ever had it go back end CRM of a core of an e-commerce company needs to have that stability and reliability, and Checkout Champ has provided that for us. And then I think the third one is just the variety of connectivity that you have done is vast. And the only thing that I couldn't find it's a real good connection was like maybe a loyalty program or something really, really odd and unique that was a loyalty program that was probably not mainstream, but it was like, oh, I really want this loyalty program because of XYZ. Again, if you look at the actual number of integrations that you guys have, it's just phenomenal. You have integrations to anything and everything that an e-commerce company is going to need.
Well, I appreciate that. It's been a lot of work integrating those. And as you've probably witnessed yourself in the last year with us, we will either integrate to the service or we'll build it for you. We have a different mindset and mentality when it comes to those types of services. And I believe we're actually going to build a loyalty program into our membership system, I think by the end of Q1 or beginning of Q2. So,
looking forward to that.
What are your thoughts on your Checkout Champ account manager and our support team?
Tommy is our rep, and I have literally connected with him on nights and weekends, and he's been fantastic. Either tells me what I need, or he directs me to the right resource, which is exactly what you need in a rep, right? Someone who's really got your back. And then the support team, even through the chat mechanism, has been. In fact, that's probably the thing I like the best is your live chat. When I'm stuck on an issue, it's like I jump on live chat, and that it's so much better for me than sending a support ticket. Because the CEO, I've got 50 different hats, and it's like I'm working on an issue. I was like, I need to fix that issue now.
This also brings up an interesting topic. In the other platforms that you've used, WooCommerce, ClickFunnels, have you ever experienced support like you do with Checkout Champ? To
be honest, no. I mean, it's always phone and pray. You're hoping you get the right person and the right people that can support you, and the platform has been phenomenal.
Would you recommend Checkout Champ to other e-com store owners, and why?
I would recommend it to literally every single e-commerce owner out there, because the reliability and stability and connectivity to other things, you're always going to evolve in your e-commerce business. But the thing that's going to be constant is customers and orders and fulfillment and having a subscription system and rebilling and all the refunds and chargebacks. All that infrastructure is all set up for you within Checkout Champ. So you might as well start early with Checkout Champ, and it's something you can start out relatively inexpensively for when you're small, and then as you grow, it's going to support as large of an e-commerce company as you can build.
Well, Rob, I appreciate that. That concludes the interview. I really appreciate your time today.
Good talking to you.